This is Cynthia here from Chennai, and I'm here to share about my testimony, how God healed me from cancer. I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer in the year 2012, and this was in the month of July. And it was a rude shock because as a family, like me and my boys, we've gone through quite a bit. And I was raising them up as a single mom, went through quite a bit in the past. So it was tough, it was hard, but we just, in faith, we just went ahead. I was a believer. I had accepted the Lord in 2003. So I knew my God was in control. So we just went ahead, and whatever the doctor said, she said I needed to go through surgery, I need to go with skin-sparing mastectomy, and then she also said I have to go through chemotherapy, and that should fix it. But you never know, right? And when they actually did the surgery, they found one of my nodes also positive, lymph nodes positive. So which means they had to remove all of those lymph nodes. It was stage 2 and full stage 3. So we went through all of it, and while this was happening, like the surgery was happening, and I was being moved to the recovery, and then from there to the regular room, suddenly something dawned on me. I remembered what God had promised. Like in 2003, when I was really going through a hard time, going through a rough time in my personal life, going through divorce, I had joined BSF then, and that's when I did my salvation prayer. That was March 16, 2003. And one of my group members, she knew a prayer warrior, and she knew I was very disturbed. So she took my request to this prayer warrior, and she came back with 2 verses for me, which I never understood then. In 2003, it didn't make any sense. It must have been April or something like that, after March. So then I was part of a church, contemporary church, where the pastor told us, if you do not understand the prophecy, put it away, put it in a box, put it in the loft, and it will make sense some other time if it's from God. So I just put it away. And then I recall, when I'm in my private room in the hospital, I recall that God gave me this verse, and the verse said, but I will restore you to health and heal your wounds. You know, way back in 2003, I never knew what that meant. I was like wondering, what wounds? I'm fine. I mean, the maximum I've gone through is maybe blood pressure, high BP during the divorce and all the proceedings and all that. So I said, like, what wounds is he talking about? I didn't understand. So it was, I just kept it aside. And then it dawned on me that, yes, this is it. Because I'd gone through a skin-sparing mastectomy. I'd gone through an abdominoplasty. I'd gone through a primary reconstruction. So now everything made sense to me. I knew what he was talking about. I knew what he meant when he said wounds. So I got the promise in 2003. I figured this was what he was saying in 2012. So what I quickly did was I requested both my boys to write these 2 verses for me. She gave me this verse and also another verse, which is Philippians 4:6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in prayer and petition, make your requests known to the Lord. So I requested my boys to write these down so that I can meditate on it. I can, confess it. So my younger one wouldn't do it. So my older one did both. And I had it pasted right in front of me. There was a window. It was glass, fiber thing, whatever. So I could paste it there. So I pasted it, and I would see it. I would confess it. I would meditate on it. And I just believed, this is a done thing. This is what my God said, and he's promised. So I had it there, even so much that the plastic surgeon, he's basically Indian, but he's from UK. So he was looking at it and he was appreciating, he was like, not bad. It's like, he was actually open to stand it. But I think he's been in the UK, and also he was okay with verses and all of that. So that's what I did. And after that, I went home, and my mom was actually from a different faith. And it was I who introduced her to BSF and stuff. So I wasn't very comfortable. My dad passed away, by the way. My dad passed away in May, and I was diagnosed in July. So mommy moved in with us. So I would never want to go out because I wanted my space. I wanted to be connected with my daddy God, So I would just be in my room, And I had this little this television, a small television, which I would put on the wall. And I used to watch God TV a lot. And I also used to listen to the audio Bible. My dad had just given me one of those Android phones, very new at that time. So I could never read the Bible. So I would just play it. And mornings and whenever this God TV program would come, I would watch. So there was this John Hagee, Pastor John Hagee. He had released a CD in California, and that was announced that particular day. And I had this desire in my heart, like, Daddy, I need that. It's about healing, and I need complete healing. I need restoration. So I just had this desire, and that's about it. I used to run a boutique at that time, but I wasn't doing too well because I didn't want to go and expose myself and all of that. So my girl used to run it. As a girl in the store, she used to run it. So when she came home to give the keys and whatever cash she had made, she gave me the CD, the very same CD that I'd seen on TV that morning. And I'm like, God, you are so, awesome. That was like, I'm in Chennai and I hear about this thing was in the US. And then here, right in my Kotupuram, there's this customer who's also a believer that I recently met. She brings it to my store, and my girl in my store, she brings it home. That was like amazing. So what I quickly did, I grabbed it, I played it, I wrote down everything. I hand wrote everything into my diary, and I started confessing it. And that's about it. So I confessed the word, he gave it to me, and I confess it, it's mine, and I'm healed. And today it's been 8 years now. I believe I'm healed. It's a done thing. It's a finished work. He's done it. All I had to do is go to the buffet table, serve whatever I needed, chew on it, take it in, and that's it. So here I am, 8 years after whatever I went through. Yeah, we have an awesome God. That's all I have to say. We have an awesome God.